Hey everyone, welcome to Horrible Gaming. My name is Nora, and on today's video I am sharing with you my newest dream address. So I know I told y'all last video I wasn't going to do another Animal Crossing video this week until my non-AC video was out, but I lied. I just finished this island as of today, and I really wanted to share it with y'all because I think you're going to enjoy it. A lot of hours went into this, and I'm just super excited to show y'all how this island looks in general and all the detail that I have put into it. So the DA to this island will be shown at the end of the video if you want to go take a visit for yourself. I also want to mention that a lot of the designs that I'm using are linked and credited on my Instagram, which is in the description. Majority of my codes are being used by creators who request their MA not to be reshared all over the place. So as a creator myself, I'm going to respect that, and I apologize if there's a lot of followers of mine who don't have Instagram. So long story short, on a lot of my videos, I always tell y'all to make an Instagram account for this reason, even if it was just, to go to my profile and get these code designs for your island, because there are times where I make a build or I share an island with y'all and I can't always share the designs, but I do try to do all designs that can be reposted on the description on my speed builds. So if you're new to Japanese island styles or you're wanting to create a Japanese island for yourself, I suggest going to my very first Japanese video, which I'll have linked at the end of this video, and y'all can kind of get a general basic idea on how to build buildings like this. So a lot of these builds also contain new styles that I've created on the island, so it's a lot different from my very first island called Hyun City. We have gone a little more complex with our builds in this island, so again, I really hope y'all enjoy it. I tried my best to make this very detailed and also just feel as realistic as possible. So a disclaimer I always put into my videos is my camera is really zoomed out due to a console running custom firmware. If you are new to my channel, be ready for me to make this disclaimer on every single video, because on my original videos when I first started my channel 3 months ago, I did not put that disclaimer in here, and a lot of y'all were asking me, why is your camera so zoomed out? So that is why it's zoomed out. This mod on my console causes a lot of item loading and lag. So if you have a normal camera, I promise the island is not going to be this laggy. With that being said, I'm gonna probably be putting a lot of transitions into the footage just so it's not too hard to watch, but we're gonna capture a lot of my favorite areas. This video is gonna also cover a lot of questions y'all have been asking me in the comments section, and also my future plans for my channel as well. So regarding my modded console, if you are somebody interested in learning what modding does for me as a modder, definitely go check out my Q&A highlight on my Instagram, which is linked in the description. And in the description as well, go check out that YouTube channel I have linked as well. That YouTube channel contains everything you need to know about modding. It is a channel all of us Animal Crossing modders go to because he covers how to mod your console in every little detail. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start my island tour and talk about all the different things that I have done on this island for y'all. This new Japanese island has a lot of cozy areas and lanterns. I wanted it to feel very glowy, just like my first Japanese city, but I also wanted to improve the aesthetic overall. I used a lot of shrubs and trees again as well to make it feel super lush. So if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you hit that like and subscribe button. My name is Nora, and I am a 25-year-old YouTuber and streamer from the USA, and I do a lot of Animal Crossing theme building, simulation games, and other games in general. My channel right now is heavily focused on Animal Crossing, and it always will be. However, I will be also showcasing my favorite games, new games that y'all recommend to me in the comment section in the future. I'm actually working on a video that has been about 2 weeks of editing now, and I'm hoping to post that in a few days. As mentioned in the beginning of this video, I was gonna post it as my next video, but I just finished this Cherry Blossom Island and I couldn't resist. I really wanted to document it. As you can see, this island is heavily focused on details, especially with the road design that I'm using. I'm so obsessed with this road. And again, all the codes that you're seeing will be found on my Instagram highlights. The highlights are the clickable circles on my profile, and I have them all labeled. All these will be in the city core highlights, spread out from the very first one all the way to the third. I apologize for not being able to post these in the description as mentioned earlier. I don't want to get in trouble with the owners of these designs because I, leaked their design out to the public without their permission. So please do go make that Instagram account if you haven't, so you always have access to all the codes that I use. So again, I made a school on my city core. I always make a school build, I swear, on every city that I make, but this school is pretty large. It definitely is not as big as the other city schools that I've done, but it was a good area to do one, and I tried to make a lot of details in it, but also kind of keep this area a little bit simple as well. The tiles that I'm using in this front area are by Tropicitch, and the staircase, as mentioned earlier, will be found in my Instagram highlights. I've used a lot of simple items for this area just because I'm trying to help with the lag as best as I can. As you can see, my wide camera is struggling with capturing it, and my wide camera obviously really hated this island in general because of all the detail that I put into it. Hopefully this area won't lag as bad for y'all. Then to frame the school, I used a single square of terraform right there with some fencing on it and panels in front and the jail bars to kind of make the school its own little area. So from this parking lot, you're going to head over to the soccer field that I made, and all I did for the road lines of this was use a transparent white line from a road creator that's already in my Instagram highlights. I used the top line and bottom line of it. My favorite soccer field code got deleted, so that was the best I could do with that situation. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of item loading as we transition and explore this island together because of my wide camera, so bear with me. It will definitely not lag like this for a normal camera. However, there will be some slight lag in item loading just because I did put a lot of details into this. Like my friends and I always say, laggy and cluttered islands are the best because they feel really interactive and detailed and realistic. So that's my motto every time I build a cluttered island like this. Anyways, head over to this incline, and when you go up here, you're gonna start entering the school. I made this little outdoor patio area that was sitting and overlooking the ocean because I loved how you could see that sunset from this view. My clock right now is set to 6:45 p.m. at Southern Hemisphere springtime, so I've just really loved this time for Japanese islands because everything just feels really romantic and glowy. All of the lanterns are lit up. It's just my absolute favorite time when I'm doing a cherry blossom island. So originally I wanted the school build to be a lot bigger than this. I wanted to do several different types of classrooms and the space just didn't allow it. So after this classroom, it transitions to the locker room and then a hallway and some more locker storage. My hope was to do, like I mentioned, several classrooms, but the space just didn't work out for it. But I decided to cover the back panel with this wood code that I found in Criteria Search to kind of modernize it a little bit. But as mentioned, I was really bummed out about that. But I kind of look at it with a bright side because I want to do a kid core island next. Yes, you heard that right. I'm going to be working on a kid core island, and we will definitely be sharing some kid core builds as well. Even though we're going to be starting a new theme in general, I still plan to also do a lot of Japanese tutorials for y'all on this channel. So don't feel like the Japanese builds are going to stop because I promise they won't. But anyways, that's why I kind of look at this with the bright side because I want my kid core school to be very detailed. It's going to be definitely the focus of the island. I want to do a kindergarten style, lots of details. So now I can put all the ideas that didn't get to fit onto the Japanese island onto that school instead. So over here, overlooking the soccer field, I have this angled roadway that I'll head over to a 7-Eleven and also transition to an angled road leading to the backside of the island. And I tried to make the 7-Eleven feel super modern. I used a crud ton of bookcases to accomplish that style. So it's definitely a really laggy because of that. I don't even know how many bookcases I used for this, but I know it's a lot. So here's where that road then angles, and then we have an incline going down, and behind there is a ramen shop that we'll see in a second. So here is the ramen restaurant. I'm really proud of how this turned out. It was a really hard challenge, honestly, because I wanted to do several interactive restaurants on the island, which is something I normally don't do. And I've been really enjoying the interactive spaces a lot. So I think on my future city cores that I build, we're going to continue this vibe that I've been doing on my builds recently. But I made a really nice little sitting area outside of the main shop. And out here, you can watch the chefs cook your food for you, etc. Then over here, I made this small little fish market. I tried to keep the area pretty simple because the island is pretty laggy as is. And now we're gonna go over to one of my favorite locations on the island, which is Pico's Palace. So I apologize for my audio kind of sounding weird on this video. I have no idea why it's been acting up today, but it sounds like I'm literally yelling in my mic, and I promise I'm not. So the audio is kind of odd for this video, but anyways, here is Pico's Palace, and as you can see, this build has a ton, and I mean a ton of items in detail. I really wanted to incorporate her house into a temple, and I felt like this actually worked out really well because now it looks like the entrance to the temple itself, and this build was really hard to do. It took me a long time. Many of y'all actually asked me to recreate this as a tutorial, and I definitely will do that in the future, but as you can see, we used a ton of items. Hopefully this close-up can kind of give you a general idea on how the item placement looks, but yeah, this was a pain in the butt to make. And then I wanted to do a small little area with like a zen feel. I didn't have enough space in my, QRs to do an actual like zen garden mossy sand path, so I used the stones over here instead. Then I framed the area with a bunch of red stalls to add to my super laggy island as is. I also hid the back of it with a bunch of trees and shrubs because this was the edge of my island, but now it doesn't feel like it is on the edge of the map, which was the ultimate goal with that item design right there. Then once we leave the Zen Garden with the massive item loading, thanks to my wide camera, we head over to the exit, and over here is a random apartment. Don't really know what else to call it. It was just a good filler. And I put that over here, and I love how you can see her palace in the background with the buildings popping out like that. I just thought it was a really cool touch. So now we're gonna head up over here and go up this incline, and I left y'all a ladder in my dream address for this reason, so you can climb up here and overlook the Zen Garden with a romantic sitting spot. Then we go through this other really super laggy area, and this is heading over to my sushi restaurant. I made this area feel kind of rural in a way and really cozy. And here is the main restaurant, which actually originally was just a random building, but it ended up working really well to call that part of the restaurant because the codes just ended up blending super well together. I actually found that bottles simple panel code from a mutual account on Instagram, and I still need to figure out where I got that code, so any bottle code like that would actually work fine for that build. But anyways, I loved how you would also see the sunset from this location as well. Then we go down the incline, and here is the waiting room to the main restaurant with the outdoor dining. And I kept a lot of the red theme going on this island because I really just love how red and pink complement each other. And it just feels super romantic to be, outdoor dining like this on a restaurant with that beautiful sunset peeping through, all the lanterns lit up. I just wanted this island to feel super romantic in general. So as we leave the restaurant, we head over to this beach area, and yes, I decorated a beach, and I wanted it to feel really messy and overgrown with this sitting spot as like a continuation to the sushi restaurant. And I tried to add some fish areas over here to kind of clutter it up a bit, but that was my plan with that beach. And then over here, you pass by Octavian's house, which blends perfectly with his restaurant right there. And then here is the other building towards my entrance and my house that I completely abandoned. So if you're a regular follower, you know I never decorate my house. I just am too lazy for that. I don't have time for it. So if you visit this dream address, you're going to be very disappointed when you enter it. But yeah, here is the entrance. So that pretty much concludes my island. There's a lot of areas that I didn't show on this video because I want y'all to be able to explore this island fully for yourselves. Let me know what you thought about this new Cherry Blossom Island in the comment section below, and also future builds you would love to see recreated on my channel. A lot of my inspo came from mutual friends who are doing Japanese islands, and again, I wanted to do a better version of my original Japanese island. I think this island truly captured the old Japanese island, but in a new way as well. Let me know how y'all enjoy your visit, and here is also the dream address if you don't have Instagram, as well as the villagers I chose for this build. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you next video.